Hello, once again, citizens of the internet, and welcome back to another indie inspection. It's been a while since I've done one of these series, but I'm glad to be getting back, and I'm going to try and have more of a unified theme with these now, since in the past I've kind of just talked about the game in general, whether or not I like it. Whereas now I'm going to kind of have more of a unified form, and that'll be number one, summary, pros and then cons, and then should you buy this game, for the appropriate or for the current dollar price. Sounds good? Alright, so without further ado, this is Brawl. Now right off the bat, you might be able to tell, you might have a hunch, that this game has just something to do with airplanes. You'd be right. This game has to do quite literally with air brawling, and it starts off with your ability to select different planes. So there's the Fatbird, which is your kind of classic King Kong killer, the Sharpshooter that the NSA uses to spy on all of us, the Witch Doctor, which looks like something that was rejected from Star Wars A New Hope, Viking, which is somehow miraculously able to fly, don't ask me how, I am not a physicist, or an aerospace engineer, the Cyber Priest, which looks like something out of Tron, and the Elder, which the Druids fly and presumably also smoke. So we'll just go with the classic Fatbird here, and you have, of course, with each of these different abilities and weapons and whatnot that you can choose from, which is good. That's definitely a pro, but we'll start off more with a summary. I'm playing offline here only because there aren't that many games going on right now. That's more my fault than anything because I'm playing at the odd hours of the day. But yes, so you're just kind of flying around and playing in different game modes. I think this is just kind of a free-for-all, and killing whoever you can with any means necessary. That being, your primary, which is mine is Gatling gun, secondary, which I didn't look, and special, or F, which is net. You have a nice HUD setup in the sense that you have your ammo or your HP on the left, and I guess your recharge time for your special on the right, and then recharges for each of your primary and secondaries on the left and right, respectively. And yeah, that's kind of basically, the game doesn't have to have that much summary because it's very basic. You're just flying around, trying to kill opponents while not being killed yourself. If your HP drops to below 0, you kind of go into a tailspin, start smoking, and you die. So on to, the pros and cons. One pro of this game is that it's very pretty. I'm not sure if I mentioned if it's in early access, but it is in early access. It came out earlier in June. It looks pretty simplistic, yet also detailed when it comes to the planes themselves. It also is very easy to control. I kind of picked up this game, and while I am by no means an expert at it, and there are definitely online players that smoke me quite easily, it is easy to control, with the mouse being your main tool for turning around, A and D being your pitch and yaw, and W being speed up, S being slow down, and shift being your afterburner. So you can zoom all around the map. Obviously that has a timer too, though. And yeah, that's your basic controls. It's very nice. It's very nicely controlled, and I'm not really getting any frame rate issues as I'm playing through, which is also a plus, in my opinion at least. Because odds are, if it can run on my machine, it can run on most. Let's see, other positives of the game. Like I said, it's easy to get into. I suppose a positive could be it's simplistic in nature, but it's also that could be a con, and I'll explain why. Because onto the cons, it's kind of hard to hit people. Again, this could just be due to my own hubris and my own ineptitude with this game of playing online and not being able to hit anybody, but I don't know. I tried to use a net there. I guess the net pops out behind me. But yeah, so I'd like to see maybe some sort of kind of map added in early access. I don't know if that will happen, but a mini map that might show where your opponents are would be nice, because when you're playing it online, you generally are playing with less people, at least in my experience, so there's not just people flying all over the map, and there's certainly going to be nobody flying, up here in the middle, hey, look at me, hit me. So you kind of need to do some exploring around, and then before I know it, I'm being shot in the back, quite literally, and dying. Another con, I suppose, to the game, at least as of right now, something that might be fixed in early access, is there's no music. You're just kind of flying around, which I suppose is very aesthetic to your typical plane flying experience, but it's not conducive, I suppose, of like your typical gaming experience, if that makes sense. So I'd like to see some music added, even if it's just some slight background. Just something to kind of, you know, add in for my mind to listen to. Then again, I think I have ADD, so that also could just be my opinion. Trying to think of other cons, because, like, this is a good game. I'm not saying it's not, I just think it has the potential to be a great game. I suppose cons could be, like, it's both a positive and a negative, I suppose, is customability. Or customization, there we go. Customability. Stop making up words. Customization, because you have plenty of options to choose from, as you can see. And they're planning on adding in even more ships and even more stuff, but I'd like to see more, like, a higher level of customization, if that makes sense. What I mean is, like, just the ability to maybe even change so much as the color, or slight variations of the ship in general. Maybe even adding in, like, something like a logo. So I think, like, that could be fun, especially if you're playing, you know, online, and you're supposed to... I am Groot. I am Groot. Groot will kill. I am Groot. Groot doesn't say that. He says, I am Groot exclusively. I clicked out of the game window. There we go. Now, I'd like to see some thing like customization, because I think it could be cool if you're playing, you know, free-for-all, and then all of a sudden, you know, you have... You know, I'll just use stereotypical name, Blackbeard strike you down because you recognized his emblem among all the others, and kind of is like, it leads to like maybe potential gloating. I love that I can smack that guy down, ow, and I'm going tumbling down. So yeah, maybe just a slight more degree of customization would be nice. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I think it could be cool. You know, just adding on your own little emblem on the side. So, onto kind of the initial, like, the judgments of this game. Whoa! Bot, right behind me. It's like, currently this game is $9.99 on Steam, and they said they're planning to up the price as they go on. So, I would say, is this game worth buying? Yes, because I think it has a lot of potential. I would say, though, buy it now for sure, because I don't think this game is worth $9.99 at this current moment, and I don't know if as they up the price, if it's going to continue to be worth that price point, if that makes sense. So I'd say either buy it now, or wait for it to actually come out, and wait for it to go on, like, a Steam sale. Because I think this is more kind of, at present, like a $7 or $8 game, and they just decide to round up to 10, which, okay. I think we just like round numbers in this society, so they decide to up it to 10, because it's not a $5 game by any stretch of the imagination, but I also think to the same degree, it's not a $10 game. Now, maybe as they add more stuff, it will become a $10 game, but then by that time, they might have upped it to $15 or even $20. Because when they say up the price, I don't know what they mean. If they mean, you know, $2 or $3 or $5 increments, etc. I just don't think it has like enough to warrant the $10 price range at this time. Again, my opinion, I understand, like, coming from it being like a round number society that you want it to be $10, but it's probably closer to 7 or 8. So either buy it now or wait for the full game and wait for a Steam sale. That's just my opinion. If you like flying games and you like battling it out in the skies, then you will enjoy it. That I have no doubt, because, like I said, it's fun to challenge yourself online, but there is somewhat of a learning curve, especially for me, because I don't think I've actually killed somebody successfully online. I will update you if I do. But yes, that's just about it for me, so I'll just sail off here into the wild blue yonder. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you feel a little bit more informed with this video. And as always, I will see you next time. Goodbye. Barrel roll!